vicharata siddha rajju tattvavadharana Pranto dita maharsarpa bhaya dukkha vinashini Samyak vicharataha. By steady and balanced thinking, siddha is gained. Raju tattva avadharana. Ascertainment of the truth of the rope. Pranti udita mahasarpa bhaya dukkha vinashini. Destroyer of the horrible fear of the great snake and the suffering caused by delusion. The conviction of the reality of the rope, gained by adequate reasoning, ends the great fear and misery caused by the snake, worked up in the deluded mind.
Namaste. So there are two very important words in this verse. Raju tattvavadharana means being convinced about the reality of the snake. You're all familiar with the rope and the snake analogy, I hope. If anybody isn't, I don't know what rock you've been hiding under. The rope is the reality. The snake is an illusion, a hallucination, imagination projected onto the substrate of the rope. And this is used to illustrate the relation between the world that we perceive and reality. The world that we perceive through the senses is a snake. It's dangerous. It can bite us. It can kill us. And so we are filled with fear and anxiety that, oh, now what tragedy is going to come next? Because the material world is like that. It's one tragedy after another. But if we inquire, and that's the other word, samyak vichara. Vichara means investigation. That we can't just simply take the snake, the imagined illusory snake, as the reality. No, because it's causing us distress. It's causing us suffering, fear, anxiety, apprehension. We have to investigate. What is this thing? Is this real? Is it unreal? Is it some mixture of the two? What is it actually? Now, vichara means to investigate, not like a detective exactly, but like a scientist. To not only look into the meaning of everything, but to test it, experiment with it, find out its true nature by experience. So, vichara then means more or less to investigate like a scientist. Now, I know these foolish people in Tiruvannamalai that go around saying Atma Vichara, like a mantra. And they don't ever do any actual investigation. So are they going to attain realization? No, they can't, because they're only taking everything superficially. Superficial means to stop at the surface appearance and not go deep. So they are taking the world and the self, with a capital S, superficially, and thinking, oh, if I just go around chanting Atma Vichara, then I'll get the realization. No, sorry. You have to actually exercise your brain. As my Adi Guru used to say, tax your brain. Not with much effect. Our God brothers never did think deeply about anything but politics. So we rejected them. Anyway, you should think deeply because you're studying Advaita. If you're following this channel, if you're watching these videos, this is the final stage of knowledge. This is the highest platform of knowledge and consciousness. Advaita, not two. Non-dual means the self, Atman, and Brahman are one. So if we still think the material world is out to get us, which it probably is, but we have to look deep into it and see what it really is. And of course, the answer is it's an illusion. As the invocation of Sri Ishopanishad poses a riddle. Om Purnamidam Purnamada Purnat Purnam Udachyate. This world is full, complete, infinite. And the world of Brahman is full, complete, infinite. This world comes from the world of Brahman. And yet, though both of them are complete and infinite, Brahman is not diminished at all. How can that be? How can an infinite manifestation come from Brahman without diminishing it in some way? Well, the answer is, of course, it's not real. It's the snake, not the rope. The rope is Brahman. That's the reality. But the material world is the snake. It's hallucinated or imagined on top of the substrate of Brahman. What is the substrate of Brahman? Consciousness, or more strictly speaking, awareness. Consciousness always has an object. The senses, the mind, the world, this and that. But awareness doesn't necessarily have an object except itself. I proved this last night. Woke up at 2 o'clock and I was meditating. And I decided to be aware of nothing but my own self, to turn my attention from the senses and mind towards myself. And it was very instructive. All I was aware of was myself, but I had no instrument of awareness, no mind, no senses, no language, no concepts. And everything was so beautiful, quiet, clear. So when we get in trouble, when we get in suffering, we know we are seeing the rope as the illusory snake. This means we're hallucinating. We're imagining one thing to be something else. And it has to do with the senses. As long as we're in Jagrat consciousness, what's called waking consciousness, we're going to see the world as real. Because why? We're looking outward through the mind and senses. Now then, when we enter Swapna consciousness, dream or thought consciousness, consciousness of the mind, then we start to imagine things. And we realize, wait a minute, I can imagine anything. It doesn't have to have any connection with reality. And some of these imaginations are very useful tools for self-realization. They help us to purify the mind by associating with a pure concept. But then we enter into Sushupti consciousness, which if we enter into it with ignorance, it looks like deep sleep. But if we enter with awareness, it looks like samadhi, deep meditation with no objects. This is what I was experiencing last night. Nirvikalpa samadhi. There are no objects, there are no thoughts, no words, no sense perceptions, no feelings, no imagination even. There are no objects at all, so ordinary consciousness can't exist there. But awareness can. Awareness of the self with a capital S, not the little tiny insignificant false ego, that thinks I am this, I am that. No, that's Maya. That is the snake. But here we're talking about the rope, the reality. And how do we get there? By vichara, by investigation, along with study of the Vedas and doing experiments, just like the scientist, to prove that they're all true. Now we have a series on the axioms of the logic of consciousness, the One Self series. And this is exactly a series of self-awareness exercises that you can do to prove the various aspects of Śaṅkarācārya's teaching to yourself.
Tat Sat Om Shakti Om